Right, Aquarius. I'm just going to close that window because it's a bit cold today. Let's shuffle these cards. You know that takes a lot of time to do the readings, to edit them, to upload them. It takes more time doing the editing and the uploading than it does doing the readings. It's like double the work than what you realise. And it's sitting down at a desk for long hours, so do you know what I mean? It's working for free. If I just answer anyone's questions that feels like asking me something, I'm just being a slave. So I don't believe in making people pay for the collective readings. I hate the way people start to do a read and then they go, oh, I'll carry this on, and you've got to like pay to watch it. I think that's such a scam. Like, they don't need to do that. They're making money from having you watch their channel. They don't need to make you pay for like a collective reading. It's not even an individual reading. But yeah, if I'm going to sit and answer individual questions, like, I want payment for it, because these collective ones are free. I'm happy to do a 20-minute recorded reading for £18 as well, if you want a really in-depth reading that's personal to you and private. I've got an Etsy store. But I know some people just want a question answered. I buy personal readings and they really resonate for me. Spirit guides, universe and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Aquarius's highest good. How is Aquarius feeling in this third week of April 2025 with regards to the one they're thinking about, dealing with or manifesting in? 3 cards for Aquarius's feelings, please. The King of Pentacles reversed, so money could be a problem at the moment. The King of Pentacles, when it's upright, is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. It's earthly matters, so Pentacles represent money or investment generally, so money, time and energy. When the King of Pentacles is upright, it's someone that's feeling very responsible. They're getting their bills paid, they're saving money. You know, money is like not an issue for them because they're able to accrue it. They're able to spend it. They're very generous with it. When you're a king or a queen, you have a lot of responsibilities and people that rely on you. When it's reversed, it could be that money's falling out of the purse or falling out of the wallet. There's a loss. Thank you. Thank you for being a responsible person. Six of Pentacles upright, the World upright, and the Hierophant upright. So, Aquarius, you have got the energy of someone who is very balanced, wanting fairness and fairness alone. 3 pentacles each, you know, equal effort going in, equal time, money and energy. The World card is upright. Now that's a major arcana. The Fool realizes that better days are coming Okay, we have good times, bad times, good days, bad days. Sometimes feels like a bad month, but better days are coming. Okay, and it's upright. So I think you believe that at the moment. The Hierophant is the major arcana for Taurus. Okay, the Hierophant is the teacher, so it's someone that's lived many lessons and they don't make mistakes anymore. They're wise. Okay, they're not foolish. This is a wise person. They are no longer the student, they've become the teacher, and it's through experience, it's through learning hard lessons. So I think you're feeling glass is half full. It doesn't mean life's perfect, but you've got faith that you know from life experience that things will turn up, things will get better, and you're not going to stress about it. Right, we've got the Eight of Swords reversed, so we're being released from mental entrapment. If this was upright, it'd be a negative card because we'd be surrounded by swords. Swords are mental activity. Okay, she's blindfolded and she's surrounded by problems. But it's just a figment of her imagination. Like, she has got problems, but there's always a way out. When it's reversed, we're aware that there's a way out of whatever problems come up, and that is the adult way to respond to things that come up in life. We stop panicking and we realise that we've been through this enough times now to come out of it. Let's get some cards for your person, the one that's on your mind. So you're showing up as a king. Now, you could be part of a family dynamic, you could have children, you could have elderly parents, you could be married, or you could be single with children, but you're showing up as someone very responsible. We've got the Page of Pentacles and the Temperance reversed. So, the Page of Pentacles is someone that's looking to invest. They're holding a coin, they're at the beginning of a journey, and they're wondering who to invest in. Okay, pages don't know anything about someone yet. They're just trying to learn, they're trying to observe and gather information, but this person's looking to invest time, money, and energy. With the Temperance reversed, it's a restless energy. The Temperance upright is the major arcana for Sagittarius. It's about managing your emotions, not getting overly angry, not getting overly upset, you know, crying, having tantrums, keeping yourself tempered, keeping that pendulum like in a gentle swing and not going, you know, crazy erratic with emotions. This person's really struggling to manage their emotions because it's reversed. You could be dealing with a Sagittarius, but it could just be the fact that someone's really struggling to manage their emotions when it comes to finances or investment. They're trying to find security and they're doing research about where to invest. The Emperor, hello. See, this person's bossing up, okay? They're not in the back seat. They're actively doing research to sort out these finances. And they're using intelligence, they're using wisdom, patience, understanding. If you think of all of the kings, the Emperor is all four kings. So he is the King of Swords, you know, wise, someone that gathers the information that's necessary to make a good decision. Nothing's done on a whim. Everything's calculated. The Emperor is the King of Cups, so they're very patient, understanding. They're the King of Pentacles, so they're good with money. They work hard. They like to spend money as well. What have I missed? The King of Wands, so they're very goal orientated. They're excited. They're enthusiastic, self-motivated. They enjoy to achieve whatever goals they've got. So it's a very confident person, but they're struggling with their emotions a little bit because there's a need to make some sound financial decisions here. They want to work in a practical way. You're being more like, something will turn up, it's going to be all right, it always is, you know, like calm. They're being more assertive. The Queen of Cups. Okay, so this person's drowning in emotion, but the Queen of Cups can be a card of healing. Okay, she's being cleansed. Water cleanses us. It washes away anything that is unclean, is dirty, is distressing. Everything is cleansed, healed, rejuvenated with water. So the fact she's completely submerged, like she could be really emotional, like in a positive way, like an empathetic person, calm, understanding. I think this person's calming down, possibly because they've taken decisive action. You know, to be the Emperor and the Queen of Cups is interesting, especially having been the Temperance reversed. Let's get 3 cards for the outcome. I feel like this is a marriage reading, to be honest. You could have Taurus in your chart. They could have the Emperor's the major arcana for Aries. We've got the major for Sagittarius. So they could have those placements. Yeah, I love these cards. Like, this is probably the longest I've used a deck for in a while. Right, now we've got the Death card reversed and the Queen of Wands reversed. This can be Sagittarius energy. It's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, with it being Wands. If it's representing Sagittarius energy, then it's someone who's attractive, confident, goal-orientated, assertive, solar plexus, you know, is highly activated. This unfinished business, and it's to do with a Queen of Wands, and this could be someone who's very angry, or it could be someone who's like promiscuous, lusty. There's some sort of unfinished business here. Now, Queen of Wands in a love reading can represent the other man or the other woman in a third party situation, so only like accept that if it fits. I'm going to look at the whole context and it does look like a marriage. The Death card, it's the major arcana for Scorpio. It's water energy. It's about walking through the gate and leaving behind an old chapter and starting a new one. There's a refusal to do that. There's unfinished business with the Queen of Wands. So that's in the outcome. And I don't know why that would be there in a marriage reading, because everything else seems very financial here. The Ten of Wands reverse. Someone's releasing the burdens, dropping the burdens. Let's read from the back. 6 of Swords, choosing to leave the past behind now. The High Priestess, following intuition, faith that everything will be all right, that everything's meant to be like this, it's divinely guided. It's a very spiritual, religious card. That it's more like your crown chakra and your third eye chakra. It's like faith, trust, intuition, guidance from spirit. Someone's dropping the burdens and they're moving forwards. They're going to let that baggage go. Because Six of Swords is mental entrapment. I wonder if this is you, Aquarius, or your person. Because you've got the Eight of Swords reversed, so you're coming out of mental entrapment. There's a lot of emotion here and a lot of financial. It's all Pentacles and Cups. So much water. Ten of Cups reversed with the Queen of Swords reversed. Right, the Queen of Swords can be a divorce card. And we've got the Ten of Cups reversed, which is unhappiness within a family. Everyone's cups are empty. You know, the emotions being bled, it's being lost. The Queen of Swords is air energy, so it's logic, it's integrity, it's the truth, it's information, facts. It's a colder energy because it's off logic rather than the heart. Swords are communication, they're honest communication. When it's reversed, it can be blocked communication or blunt, hurtful communication. Now, the Queen of Swords, you can use that sword to cut ties with someone. And we've got an unhappy family dynamic here with the Ten of Cups. So it could be causing a lot of distress for children or anyone who lives within a family home. If finances are tight and there's sort of quite blunt communication about that, it will be causing disharmony. I don't know what that Queen of Wands means, why it's there, to be honest, because this person's showing up as the Emperor, then the Queen of Cups. There's too many people, like we've got the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Swords as well. It's a trying time within a family home, like for sure. Some of it's down to money, and some of it's like very emotional, like mood swings and struggling to find balance. We start off with the King and the Empress, so it's like double. Can't have a new pair of shoes, what are you on about? I mean, because the money, because the financial. You're so silly. I thought it was like some kind of religious thing, like to do with Easter or something. As I was saying, it goes from a very ultra masculine energy to an ultra feminine energy. And then in the outcome, we've got two queens. So again, double feminine energy. So if both of you are in your feminine energy, you're both going to be passive, you're both going to be submissive, you're both going to expect the other person to take the initiative with communication or apologies or passion. Queen of Wands reverse, this one very angry, very, very angry and passionate. It's passion spilled over into anger and lust. The Queen of Swords reversed is someone incredibly angry who's verbally abusive or blocks communication. So, you know, those two combined under the same household does make a Ten of Cups reversed. It's not happy times. I don't know what else to say about that, really. Let's clarify and see what's been going on. Why have we got the Temperance reversed, please? Why the Temperance reversed? What are you on about? You're going to get me ruby slippers for our anniversary? Other lovers still involved with the past, cheating, secret affections. Well, I don't want to say it, but there is a Queen of Wands in this situation. Yeah, I think there's third party stuff going on here, and possibly your person's known about it. Whether you knew that they knew or not, they've known about it and they've looked the other way because, well, for a multitude of reasons, people look the other way and they act like they don't know. You know, because they think, well, if that maintains the situation, if that keeps you happy and it keeps the family together, you know, I'm just going to act like I haven't noticed or whatever. But I think they feel pissed off, like with the extra tension of finances not being great. They could be thinking, well, you know, I'm going to like bring it up, or the cheek of them like being distracted, they're probably distracted with their other fella or their other woman. Or they're spending the money on them or something like this. Emptiness echoes. In absence, feel the lonely spaces, yearning for a comforting presence. Well, that just feels like when these two people are not getting along, there's an opportunity or there's temptation to look elsewhere for emotional support, for physical contact, for everything that you don't get when things are going through a bad patch. And that, you know, bad patch can be born from poor finances or difficult times. It doesn't mean that, you know, there's terrible problems, but it drags on, doesn't it? And life becomes difficult for all. Uninteresting, unexciting, and then bam. Let's get a confession from them. I'm sorry for being so toxic. They're apologising to you. Maybe they're jealous. Maybe they don't like the idea that you're hooking up with someone else, or they want your full attention. Maybe they know it's partly their fault. Maybe they haven't been physical with you, and, you know, then they get mad at you or something. Maybe they know it's not your fault. If there's nothing third party-ish going on, maybe they know it's not your fault that finances are bad, but they just need to like express themselves, you know, over this like financial struggle. And so it's really unhelpful, you know, aggression, hurtful things being said, like, oh, my battery's low. I know I can plug it in, can't I? I keep forgetting. Because I don't use the mic now, I could just plug it in. Hang on. Okay, let's get messages from them. I see signs about you everywhere. I'm listening to my guides. Maybe they've been like flirting with other people. Maybe they've been, you know, enjoying like the company of another as well. Maybe you both do that. I don't know. Doesn't mean you're not loyal to each other in a familial sense, like in the running of a home or finances. Stop pushing me. I need to make my own choices. That's the Queen of Cups. Emptiness echoes and absence fill the lonely spaces, yearning for a comforting presence. Others are trying to tell me what to do. So there could be family getting involved, or friends, someone that they've expressed, you know, like they suspect that there's another man or another woman in the equation. People could be bringing that up, like, you know, picking at old wounds. Now that you're under financial pressure, I want to meet up with you. So we've got the Six of Swords, the High Priestess, and the Ten of Wands reversed. Dropping the burdens. Let me take the lead. I'm sorry for lying to you. That's the Queen of Swords reversed and the Ten of Cups. So someone could have expressed that they're really unhappy with this connection and they've not been happy for a while and they want out. And then they could be going back on it. They might have just lashed out because they're hurt, they're angry, you know. Let's get you some advice, Aquarius, because this is very tumultuous, this situation. Advice for Aquarius, please. Success in transformation. I've never had that come out, that one. Balance. The now. Fill your cup with sacred giggles. So there's a lot there about taking care of your own well-being, your own happiness, being joyful, being in the moment. I think you're on the right track with this, like, Six of Pentacles, the High Priestess, knowing that, you know, the World card, knowing that better days are coming, that this is just a bad patch, that finances, you know, fluctuate naturally, it's energy coming and going, but there'll always be money, there'll always be a way out, something will always come up. You know, we could spend our lives miserable, couldn't we, like, over money, but you're striving for balance, you're trying to be in the moment, trying to be present, trying to stay down to earth, grounded. They recognise that they've been toxic and they want to fix it. Okay, so maybe they've been argumentative, maybe they've been going quiet, maybe they've moved out, you know, maybe they've said, well, I'm not happy in this marriage or this house anymore, and maybe then they're like backtracking, you know, but it feels like very tumultuous. I think you're just trying to keep yourself balanced at the moment, not get all like distressed. Fellow travellers, support is all around you, so reach out, speak to friends and family if you're struggling. You know, speak to your doctor, speak to colleagues, just be honest about the situation, because everyone's going through it financially. Everywhere, it's not, you know, it's not unusual, it's not weird, it's not unique to you. When you find out everyone's like dealing with shite like that, you can just let it go more. Desert passage, trust that there's a divine plan. Okay, so these conversations are happening because they're supposed to. These struggles are happening because they're supposed to. We find out who we are. And even if that means trusting that everything's going to be all right and doing things in the 3D that help, but still we try to be in control, but mostly it's all decided for us. So we've got to find a way to cope with knowing that and accepting it, haven't we? As well. Let's get one more. I'm not going to get timing cards because I think this is a reading for two people who are married. And I think you've had a big bust up, which is pretty normal in relationships or marriages. Black Bear and Guardian, gentle and wise protector, give me your confidence and your power. Help me protect the ones I love, awaken my intuition and guide me. Yeah, have faith, like everything's going to be all right. Tiger and fire, I choose to be unstoppable. My passion is my power. I am bold, I am brave. Mighty forces come to my aid. Ooh, well, that kind of says that, like, if you will it, if you're focused on what you need and what you want, things are going to turn up. You know, the wheel's going to turn in your favour, and the universe will serve you with a solution. Okay, things are going to pick up, it's going to get better. It just says like it's just par for the course, all of this. It's just part of life. We all panic, don't we? I think in relationships we can take turns being confident and take turns being the one that panics and takes it out on the other one and loses it a bit, but it never stays like that, it settles down. You've got to take turns being strong for one another, I think. Right, I'm going to leave that reading there, Aquarius, and I'm going to go on to Pisces. Pisces, tell me your secrets. Varying Red Beard, are you on TikTok? Or are you just a YouTuber?